Okay, today we are going to start the first topic in Form 2, which is the structure of the atom. So by the end of this lesson, every student should be able to explain the concept of the atomic structure and concept of Dalton atomic theory. So the concept of the atomic structure was first provided by a Greek philosopher called Democritus in 400 BC. Democritus suggested that all the matters in the universe are made up of smallest particles called atoms. Now, this atom, it is a Greek word which means uncuttable or unsplittable. So, due to low science and technology, Democritus fails to come up with the experimental evidence that explain about the concept of atoms. So this leads into his idea was not accepted. In 1808, the scientist called John Dalton, an Englishman, he came up with the experimental evidence that tries to explain about the building block of the matters. John Dalton, he summarized his ideas in what's so-called Dalton atomic theory. So Dalton said that all matters are made up of tiny indivisible particles called atoms. That is his first suggestion. Second point, he said the atoms can neither be created nor destroyed. It means these thin indivisible particles cannot be created, also they cannot be destroyed. Third point, he said that atoms of the same elements are identical in mass, size, and chemical properties. And fourth point, he said, atoms of different elements differ in size and masses. And last point, Dalton suggested that atoms combine in small ratios to form the compounds. So, simply speaking about atom, you have to understand it is just the smallest particle. So by definition, we can say an atom is the smallest particle that take part in chemical reaction. Also, we can say an atom is just the smallest particle of an element that has all the properties of that element. I'm going to finalize the lesson by modifications of Dalton atomic theory. Dalton imagined that no one will be able to see the atom. That's why he said an atom is just an indivisible particle. But modern technology has come up with experimental evidence that shows the positions and the pattern of an individual atom. So the modern technology has enabled different scientists to perform different experiments concerning the atoms. And these lead into the modifications of Dalton atomic theories. So the first modifications was Dalton, he said that matters are made up of tiny invisible particles called atoms. So the modification of this, it is atoms are made up of even smaller subatomic particles such as proton, neutron, and electron. The second point provided by Dalton, he said that atom can neither be created nor destroyed. But the modification of that point is atom can either be created or destroyed. It is possible to create the atom as well as it is possible to destroy the atom. So the third point, he said atoms of the same element are identical in masses, size, and chemical properties. So modern technology has come up with the modification of this point that atoms of the same element may differ slightly in masses. For example, the isotopes. The fourth point is that atoms combine in small ratios to form the compounds. But the modification of this point, atoms combine in various or different ratios to form the compounds. And this marks the end of these lessons. Thank you very much, and you're most welcome. Bye.